Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude. Where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels, occasionally I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want. Hello everybody, how are you doing? Today we're going to do another one from the channel The Darkest Secret. This is 6 of the strangest events caught in church. I don't know. I've never had anything happen to me weird in church or anything like that. But the last time I went to church, I'm 59. I would have been about 17 or 18 years old. So let's check this out right now.
Churches, a sacred place for many faithful Catholics. Inside, the respect and silence are vital elements for those who visit, but nevertheless, maybe because of its high spiritual concentration or mere coincidence, things happen here that would be hard to see anywhere else. Strange interruptions that would make you doubt. Prepare yourself for the #1 video,
I've seen that.
since I will show you something from the Vatican that surely you would not believe. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present the 6 strangest events taped inside churches. Number 6. In spite of many places it being forbidden to take cameras, inside churches to tape is very normal. Overall, when you visit a popular church of another country, the architecture of these places and their recognized vitals gets anyone's attention, and that's exactly what this man recorded on this video. Years passed until a user with a lot of time on YouTube noticed that this recording had captured more than just the architecture of this place. What I am about to show you is very subtle. The only way to see it is by applying a considerable amount of filters over it. In the moment that a man records the organ of the church, when something ethereal passes through, without filters, it's impossible to see.
So why would you even think to check? Okay, I saw something real faint.
It's completely dismissed as a shadow or as a distortion in the pixels. What do you think it can be?
Yeah, I just saw it right there.
Number 5.
I don't know. That was real subtle. You can barely see it.
If you have ever immersed yourself in a discussion with someone who believes in God, it's probable they've told you to speak to a priest or preacher, of whom the spiritual man close to God will open your eyes. For many believers, the priests are almost sacred people, and how can they not be if they dedicate their whole lives to their religion? But nevertheless, what you will see in this video, an unfortunate incident, lets you see that including the most sacred are simply men, and on this occasion, men quite perverted. This video was captured in the middle of Mass by one of the parishioners seated in the front row. In it, you can see the priest preaching in Mass filled with witnesses, when suddenly, the movement in his hands leaves us to easily conclude that he was touching himself. There are those that say he was playing with his hands, that no one could be that perverted to do such a thing in Mass. Worse things have been known. Number 4.
Okay. He could have been touching himself, playing with himself, whatever. He also could have rosary beads under there and just praying with the rosary beads. Who knows? I mean, to jump to that conclusion that he's playing with himself, I think is kind of ridiculous.
The film you will see in this next post is quite strange for different reasons, and the theory that can be made out makes sense. For some context, this is a VHS recording of a Mexican wedding. The person that was recording was focused on all the guests that seemed interesting, like this boy, but in a moment manages to tape something strange in the background. Seems like an object covered in the last seat, When the cameraman gets closer, the child moves his head. We can observe that it was about a person. When applying the light effect, we can observe that it appears to be the emaciated face of a person covered by a veil. There are those that believe it's about a bride that had died tragically in a car accident after she was married, right after leaving this same church. There are other people that believe that it was a guest to the wedding that simply wore a white veil. The strangest thing is that the cameraman was focused on all the guests. He didn't intentionally focus on the strange woman with the veil. He noticed her after the take. Number 3.
Other people might believe that it was just added in afterwards. I mean, it always seems to be some like strange thing, like somebody who was just married there and died in a horrible accident showed up and everything. I'm not saying it's not, but I think odds are that's fake, that it was just put in afterwards, although it's pretty spooky.
No one knows the origin of this video, nor its location of the church where it was filmed. It's about a wedding like any other, one of the most important moments of people's lives, where one wants everything perfect.
Oh, this one.
However, what will happen here will have this wedding turn to a complete sense of darkness. What just happened? Who was this person?
That's weird
Why
as
did
hell.
it look like half of its face was missing? And why weren't any of the guests surprised? Regretfully, the appearance of this mysterious person will be more than the beginning of bad luck for a lot of people at the ceremony. Number 2.
Why? In my opinion, the people didn't react to it because it wasn't there. In my opinion, that was put in afterwards just as kind of like a weird, bizarre thing, because it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I saw he was doing the whole cross thing as he was walking down the aisle and everything, but that was just somebody adding something really weird to it, in my opinion.
Perhaps you already know the story of Jim Jones' cult, better known as the Cult of the Village. In a summarized form, this individual used religion to mix his radical ideas of socialism, a dangerous mix that served to attract hundreds of believers that felt completely astonished by his gift for the word. The people that followed him began a species of admiration that transformed into fanatism and much later devotion. This way, this man at the end of his days convinced, or more like obligated, 900 people to take their lives inside the walls of this religious cult. He then led a massive suicide, the biggest one in history. But we are not here to describe this event, if not rather to discuss footage that was recorded in one of his ceremonies where it's clearly seen that his believers are not the only ones visiting that place. Some strangers and terrifying, sparkling eyes appear in the scene. Many believe it's about the famous shadow men, or demons that fed off this true intention of this horrible preacher. Some people that were able to escape the massive suicide assure that they felt attracted by the cult in a form that they could not understand. Maybe these strange forms have something to do with it. Number 1.
Okay, my question on that one is that film right there is from the 70s, early 70s. Why are they just noticing that now? I've never seen that video before, and I've seen a lot of stuff on Jim Jones. And I've seen that video of him preaching in the church before, but that was never brought up. So why is that being brought up now? I think it's fake.
What lies in this post didn't happen in a church in reality, but in one of the main rooms of the Vatican. Here, the present Pope sits to give his most important conferences. It may be that what I will show you in continuation might not have anything wrong, but if you are religious, The appearance of this has left all stunned of whom have seen it. It's about the resurrection throne, an enormous sculpture that is behind the chair of the Pope, where he gives his conferences. It represents Christ's resurrection emerging from the sea of chaos. But nevertheless, it's very sad and morbid. With the naked eye and without knowing its story, it appears as if the Pope is sitting at the doors of hell. But that is not all, since the true strange event of this sculpture comes next. If you reflect the image about halfway, the sculpture takes an incredible form, and if you cross a couple of obvious lines, you form this. What you clearly see like Satan's face. And if you take it to another extreme and turn it over, you can even see the star of 5 points, something far-fetched, but allows me to say that the coincidences are abysmal. But since this channel is not about conspiracies, nor dedicates to criticize the church, I will leave the conclusion up to you in the comments of the video. Hope you liked this video because this video has come to its end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.
Okay, I have no freaking clue what to say about that one. I don't know. That is bizarre. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of those. Now, how about a joke? The other day I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. Yo, I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.